Greetings everyone and welcome to another Blu-ray update. Today I have a quartet of 3 comedy films. A quartet of 3? Is this like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? A trilogy of 5? Kinda, in that, well, 2 of them are British and 1 of them is not British, so really there's no connection at all there, other than they're comedies. So let's check them out. A quartet of 3 comedies today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Now, first up, I have one featuring a former Monty Python alumni that I vaguely remember seeing the posters for and probably a trailer or two when it originally came out, but I never actually saw the movie, at least not that I recall. I've been wanting to check it out for ages. I'm, of course, talking about Michael Palin in The Missionary. Yeah. When was this from? 1982. Yes, I would have been a little young for a somewhat raunchy comedy like this at the tender age of 10. But I think I'm old enough now, so I want to check this out. So there's a look at the front. Very nice edition from Indicator Films. This was one of the things I picked up in their recent sale that you may have seen one of my other updates where I talked about some other items I picked up in the sale. Yeah, there's more, by the way. I picked up so much stuff in that sale. It was kind of, I just went nuts. So look forward to plenty more mentions of Indicator Films in the weeks and months ahead. Meanwhile, The Missionary. So here's the front. And as is usually the case with Indicator, yeah, no description whatsoever of what it's about on the back. However, their website has a lovely description, so let's give a listen to that.
The Missionary, 1982. Monty Python alumnus Michael Palin writes and stars in this ribald comedy of sex and sensibility. Timid Reverend Charles Fortescue returns to London in 1906 after 10 years of service in Africa to start a mission to save the fallen women of Soho. But his dedication to tending to the needs of those in his care soon meets with the disapproval of the church and his patron. Directed by Richard Long Crane, Richard III, and Bellman and True, The Missionary is a charming and beautifully detailed comedy which boasts a superb supporting cast that includes Maggie Smith, Trevor Howard, Denholm Elliott, Michael Hordern, Graham Crowden, and Neil Innes.
And there you go. So, I mean, that sounds like a lot of fun, and I mean, I'm down for anything with any of the Python gang in it. So, you know, Michael Palin, I'm sold. So let's give a look-see at the special features. Being Indicator, again, it's quite extensive, so let's take a look here. He gave his body to save their souls. So what do we got here? We have a new 2K restoration by Powerhouse Films from the original negative. Powerhouse Films is the company that owns Indicator, by the way. Supervised and approved by cinematographer Peter Hannon and director Richard Long Crane. Presented in its original 2.35 to 1 aspect ratio for the first time on home video. Contains the original mono audio. Audio commentary with writer and actor Michael Palin from 2002. Audio commentary with director Richard Long Crane and film historian Sam Dunn from 2019. Compulsively entertaining from 2019, 38 minutes. Palin and Maggie Smith reflect on the making of The Missionary. A Good Caller from 2019, 8 minutes. Costume designer Shuna Harwood discusses her work on the film. A Very British Sound from 2019, 8 minutes. Veteran composer and record producer Mike Moran explores the score of The Missionary. Playing the Part, 2019, 4 minutes. Ken Lintott recalls his approach to the film's makeup. Snapshots of Sound from 2019, 10 minutes. Interview with sound recordist Tony Jackson. A Stiff Old-Fashioned, 2019, 23 minutes. An appreciation by comedian, musician, and writer Rob Deering. 7 minutes of deleted scenes, mute with subtitled dialogue, so I guess they don't have the sound elements for those anymore. The original theatrical trailer, an image gallery of promotional and publicity material, new and improved English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing. So yeah, I mean, quite a loaded set. And what does it say? Suitable only for persons of 15 years or over. So no funny messages in the rating sticker this time around. Sorry, folks. So I don't think there's much to speak of on the inside. No, not really. We basically just have Michael Palin mugging for the camera on the inside, and then we got, or on the disc art, and then we've just got other indicator titles, essentially. A lot of their interiors are like that. They're not reversible covers or anything. Sometimes they are, but a lot of times they just, buy more indicator stuff. It's good. You'll like it. All right, next up, this one. Ho, ho, ho. I've wanted to get this into the collection for so long. Maybe considered a little politically incorrect by today's standards, but god damn is this a funny movie. This is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. We have Peter Sellers, not in the Pink Panther movies, but those are great too. The Party by Blake Edwards, no less. So, yeah, it's, oh god, this movie is so funny. Let me just give you a look at the front here, and then I'm just going to read the back so you get the idea of what this is about. It is just such a great film. My brother, Cass, this is one of his all-time favorites. He loves this movie so much. And, yeah, I've been meaning to get it in the collection for ages. I think I first saw it, it was probably my mom actually had it on VHS, and I remember watching it at her place. And I think I rewatched it at one point, and Cass joined me, and he just loved it instantly, and it's been a favorite of both of ours ever since. It's one of those ones where you have a favorite movie with someone else, and you just endlessly quote it to each other. Yeah, that's Cass and I with The Party. All I'm going to say is, Birdie Num-Nums. If you know, you know. Another one would be, ah! If you know, you know. Anyway, if that doesn't sell you, let's take a gander at the back here, and I'll read the back to you, because it'll give you a far more eloquent description of the film than I ever could. In one of their few non-Clouseau efforts, director Blake Edwards, Victor Victoria, and star Peter Sellers, What's New, Pussycat, preserve the spirit of the French bumbler in the person of Harundi V. Bakshi, an accident-prone Indian actor. Brought to Hollywood to play the title role in Son of Gunga Din, Bakshi destroys the film's most elaborate set with his bungling and is banned from the set by the film's producer. But because of an error by the producer's secretary, Bakshi's name is added to the guest list of his next party, an A-list affair. Shortly after arriving, Bakshi begins accidentally dismantling the producer's carefully staged event, destroying a flower bed, knocking a servant through a bay window, and triggering the lawn sprinklers, soaking the pretentious guests. Sellers is typically brilliant in a film abounding in side-splitting sight gags with a script by Edwards, Frank Waldman of The Pink Panther Strikes Again, and his brother Tom Waldman, who wrote Inspector Clouseau. Yeah, for Pink Panther fans, Inspector Clouseau was not part of the main series. It was kind of an offshoot where I think it had Alan Arkin playing Clouseau, which just was not the same. As much as I love Alan Arkin, like he just did not have the same qualities that Sellers brought to the role. But yeah, I mean, if you are a Peter Sellers fan, if you love the Pink Panther movies or Doctor Strangelove, you have to see The Party. It is just gut-bustingly funny, and I cannot recommend it highly enough as one of the all-time great comedies, especially one of the all-time great comedies that also lampoons Hollywood and sort of the pretentiousness of the higher society, higher echelons of the Hollywood elite. So, yeah, and I mean, if you're at all concerned about spoilers, oh, they just told us all the funny stuff. No, believe me, they did not tell you all the funny stuff in that description. There is so much more. Yeah, it's just a great, just trust me on this. Trust me, bro. Great movie. Check it out. It's absolutely hilarious. Let's take a quick peek at the extras. We have an Inside the Party featurette, the Party Revolution featurette, the original theatrical trailer, Blake Edwards profile, Walter Mirisch profile, and Ken Wales profile. And that's it. That's actually pretty light on extras. You get a couple of featurettes, the trailer, and some career profile things, which are probably not even up to date. Anyway, when did this come out? That can't be right. 2014? My God. I've waited that long to get the Party on Blu-ray. Anyway, take a quick peek inside. Pretty basic kino lorber packaging. Although, we have a... Is this the 2014 catalog? I think it is. Yeah, this is the catalog from 2014. How cool is that? There's one reason I like getting older releases is because you get these little snapshots of what releases were going at the time. And it's always funny, like you'll go through one of these old catalogs. Oh wow, I just bought a bunch of these. Not all of them, but quite a few. That's great. Wow. Oh, and a bunch of their horror ones. Look at that. Yeah, no, this is great stuff. Anyway, that is The Party. Highest possible recommendation, cannot say it enough times. You will laugh your ass off, trust me. Alright. Last, but most certainly not least, we have I haven't actually watched this yet, but this is a movie, a British comedy, based on a very popular TV show, which I absolutely love, except it's not actually based on that show. But it is. But it isn't. But it really is. But it kind of isn't. But come on, it is. What else could I be talking about except Guest House Paradiso with Rick Mayall and Adrian Edmondson, portraying the characters of Richie and Eddie, but not the same Richie and Eddie that we know from Bottom. Yes, I love Bottom. Bottom I have watched many, many times. It used to be in there. There was a late night block of British comedies on YTV during the 90s. And Bottom was one of the shows that they showed pretty regularly on there. And I loved it just for the absolute, well, just madness of it, really. It really is quite a mad world. No, British comedy. And then they went on to do a whole bunch of stage shows as the same characters. Richard, and Eddie Hitler. That's who it was. And the stage shows were even more popular than the show, and a lot of fans have said you like the stage shows better than the show in a lot of ways. But yeah, there's still quite a lot of it I need to see. I'm pretty sure I've seen all of the show because I used to watch it all the time on YTV. But I haven't seen very much of the live stuff, so I definitely need to pick those up at some point. But in the meantime, I wanted to check out Guest House Paradiso because it's basically Bottom the movie. It's kind of like, imagine Bottom mixed with Faulty Towers. That's basically what this is. They run a hotel and, madcap, zany insanity ensues, as only Rick Mayall and Adrian Edmondson can bring you. So let's flip it around here, and oh, look, good old indicator, not putting any kind of description whatsoever of the film on there. Well, you know what? Normally I would go to the website and read the description off the website, but I'm not going to bother this time, because I think I gave a perfectly good description just in the previous bit there. Yeah, that's right. Take that, indicator. I still love you, don't worry. But let's take a look at the special features. Indicator Limited Edition Special Features. 4K restoration from the original interpositive. Original 5.1 surround sound and stereo audio tracks. The Making of Guest House Paradiso, 1999, 38 minutes. Archival documentary featuring interviews with actor, co-writer, and director Adrian Edmondson, actor and co-writer Rick Mayall, producer Phil McIntyre, and actors Fenella Fielding, Helena Mayhew, and Simon Pegg. Yeah, and by the way, Simon Pegg's first movie. Yeah, he plays. I think he plays one of the guests in the hotel. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Then we have Paradiso Peg. Oh, well, there you go. Something about Simon Pegg, 2023, 12 minutes. An interview with celebrated actor, writer, and comedian Simon Pegg, in which he looks back at his time making the film. All the Right Noises, 2024, 16 minutes. Prolific film and television composer Colin Towns talks about his score. Finely Tuned Madness, 2024, 8 minutes. Veteran editor Sean Barton discusses his working methods and the art of cutting comedy. Squalid Precision from 2024, 19 minutes. Production designer Tom Brown explores the guest house. Outtakes from 1999, 9 minutes. Mishaps and bloopers. Original theatrical trailers. Image gallery of promotional and publicity material. New and improved English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing. Limited edition exclusive 40-page booklet with a new essay by John Robertson, an archival on-set report, an archival interview with Adrian Edmondson and Rick Mayall, an overview of contemporary critical responses, and film credits. It's the UK premiere on Blu-ray, and a limited edition of 6,000 copies in the UK. So yeah, I guess I should have mentioned, I got lucky and actually got the limited edition version of Guest House Paradiso. How cool is that? Which means, well, a couple things. First off, there's our, I'm not going to zoom in on all of this, but I'll just give you a quick sort of half-assed closer look. So we do have reversible artwork. What the hell's the difference? Well, slightly oh, I see. It doesn't have the indicator branding on it, and it's actually slightly different font on the credits there. Interesting. Yeah, because this has the indicator branding and the ratings thing. This one does not. It's basically, it's the same artwork, but slightly different fonts and stuff. Anyway, yeah, when I first looked at that, I was like, what the hell's the difference? But then we have, yeah, and it gives you the contents on the back there as well. Then we have this booklet. And this is one of the reasons you want the limited editions, is because you get these really gorgeous books. So yeah, all glossy. Nice heavy stock. And yeah, all kinds of stuff. We got a little description of it on the back there, but yeah, I mean this is terrific. Yes, Hotel du Crap. Excellent. So yeah, I mean this just this sounds like an absolute blast. So I'm really looking forward to checking it out. Oh hey, we'll zoom in on this one. Young Simon Pegg. Check that out. Yeah, strapping young buck. But yeah, I mean this is just fantastic. I love just how, I mean, just everything they do. They give the deluxe treatment, you know. That's the boutique labels, man, doing it right. But you got to be quick to grab these special editions, because ones like this especially just fly out the door. But I mean, limited to 6,000. That's pretty good, pretty good. So so yeah, so there you go, Guest House Paradiso. And, oh, I actually do have one more, which is also the last one. And our third film, we have Guest House Paradiso. Yes, I bought it twice. Two completely different limited editions from two completely different companies. Got the limited edition from Indicator, and got the limited edition from Vinegar Syndrome, and managed to get the slipcover and everything. So I lucked out on both. So for this movie I've never seen and really hope I like, I've got the best editions ever put out, basically. So why did I get both of them? Well, I mean, different covers, obviously. Cool slipcover, cool booklet, you know. And they're comparing the extras between the two. There are some differences. So let's check this version out. So this is the limited edition slipcover. I gather there's a rather impressive, like, vomit scene in this, because that seems to be the design they went for with the slipcover. Another bloody customer. I mean that. Yeah. I mean that alone sounds like something Basil Fawlty would say. You know. So let's pop it out of the slipcover here, and oh, look at that. That looks familiar. I'm guessing this was one of the movie posters. Just you know, Richie tormenting Eddie as always. And then if we flip it around, now we can actually get a description of the movie. Imagine that. And a look at the extras, and we'll see how those compare. Okay, so Richie Twat and Eddie Elizabeth. So, yeah, still the basically they changed the last names, but you know it's them. Sorry, Eddie Elizabeth Ndingumbaba proudly run the worst hotel in the world. With bills piling up and a myriad of issues coming to a head, it's up to them to provide the perfect guest house paradiso experience to the Nice family during their stay, if only they stayed somewhere else. A weekend of nightmarish situations involving exotic lingerie, Italian movie stars, getting trapped in an oven, and more vomit than you can imagine await anyone foolish enough to stay at the Guest House Paradiso. The final collaboration between Adrian Edmondson and the late Rick Mayall, although they did, my understanding is they did do a few more live shows after this before Rick passed. Drop Dead Fred, TV's The Young Ones, and of course Bottom. I'm surprised they don't mention Bottom. Co-founders of the anarchic 80s UK comedy troupe The Comic Strip, director Edmondson's Guest House Paradiso is bizarre, uncomfortable, and unrelentingly hilarious, culminating in the greatest and most voluminous vomit gag in cinema history. Reprising their characters from the famed British sitcom Bottom, oh, there we go, Mayall and Edmondson are joined on screen by Bill Nighy, Love Actually. Oh, I love Love Actually. Can that get a big special edition, please? Vincent Cassel from Black Swan and Irreversible, Kate Ashfield from Shaun of the Dead, and Simon Pegg, also from Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and Star Trek, in one of his first movie roles. Vinegar Syndrome Labs offers the definitive home video release of this unsung classic of British comedy, newly restored in 4K from its 35mm interpositive. Here, look at me again. That was a long time to be staring at the back of the case. I'm sorry. So, a little change of scenery for you. All right. And now back there so we can look at the extras. Oh, isn't this a beautiful back of a Blu-ray case, don't you know? Additional information. Newly scanned and restored in 4K from its 35mm interpositive. So the thing I'm wondering is, does that mean it's a different transfer than the other one? Newly scanned in 4K. What was this one? 4K restoration from the original interpositive. Okay. So who did it? Who did it first? Who did the scan? Was it... Ah, I think it was Vinegar Syndrome, because it says this one came out in 2023. This one came out in 2024. All right. So back to the extras then. So, yeah, I guess Indicator just used Vinegar Syndrome's transfer. Paradiso Pegg, 12 minutes, a brand new interview with actor Simon Pegg. And that got carried over to the... Okay, so that makes sense that this would have come first, because it says it's brand new, but that same extra is on the Indicator release. The Making of Guest House Paradiso, 37 minutes, an archival making-of featurette. Okay, that's also on Indicator. From the Cutting Room Floor, 9 minutes, a collection of outtakes. That's also on the Indicator release. Multiple original trailers, reversible sleeve artwork, and English SDH subtitles. Alright, yeah, so it seems like the Indicator release essentially just kind of ported over everything from the Vinegar Syndrome release and added some additional featurettes of their own. So, yeah, that's why I got both of them, because, well, this is the first use of that transfer as near as we know. The Indicator one has additional extras and the booklet. So if we look at inside this one, yeah, no booklet or anything. It's really not much to write home about once you get past the slipcover. But you do have the vomit-focused artwork if you missed out on the slipcover, so you can at least enjoy all that voluminous vomit. Very nice. And I notice like this is just the wonderful attention to detail of Vinegar Syndrome. So on the vomit side, they even made like the colored text green. On this side, which is the regular movie poster side, all the text, colored text, is yellow to match, right? So nice, nice attention to detail, Vinegar Syndrome. Appreciate that. So there you go. If you want to see them both side by side, there they are. Was there a close-up? I may not have a close-up for that. But anyway, there they are. Cool, huh? Yeah, I can cheat and do a digital zoom. Doesn't look as good though, does it? No, not really. I usually move the camera up and do proper close-ups. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to just like walk out of the video. I'm just gonna go check something. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry. I have to do this, and then what is it? Okay, right. And this and this. So why do I have to do them like that? Well, because ta-da! Isn't that a much nicer close-up? Yeah, that's the difference when you actually move the camera up and get a nice focus and everything. So, yeah. See, I'll let you in on a little behind-the-scenes secret. That shot you just saw was filmed like weeks ago. So I had to make sure that the way I put them on here matched the way I filmed them in the close-up. Otherwise, I'd have to do the close-up again. Or we cut to the close-up and they all be in a different order. You know what I mean? Like, continuity. It's important. Anyway, I may have gotten high at some point during this video. Yeah. Bet you didn't even notice, did you? Haha. Anyway, that's it from me to you for now. Some great additions to the comedy collection. Can't wait to laugh my ass off. And by the way, if you still didn't get the joke, a quartet of 3 movies, right? Because this is the same movie. Huh? Quartet of 3 movies. If you still don't get it, I can't help you. I'm sorry. Read a book or something. Good luck. I wish you all the best. Anyway, for everyone else, whether you got it or not, thank you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Until then, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Until then, what am I saying wrong there? That's it for me to you for now. So until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara.